Hello, happy Wednesday, guys. I am here back with another lesson. Today, guys, we are continually talking about author's purpose, but we are transitioning into author's purpose of an entire passage, okay? So, you know the drill. We're going to go ahead and begin with our PDN. If you did your PDN already, you can follow along. If you did not, pause it right here and begin, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm not going to read the entire passages, but we're just going to go over it. So when I think about the first passage, I know that my topic is tofu, right? And it actually tells you what tofu is, which is a product that is a low calorie, cholesterol free meat substitute. So it's like a meat, but it's usually like it's not meat, but it's a substitute that you can eat as meat. And this is what usually like vegetarians or vegan people eat to for their protein, right? And so it says, what is the author's main purpose for writing this section? Okay, so is it to inform the reader what tofu is and the benefits of it? Is it to persuade the reader to eat low cholesterol foods? Is it to reveal how the tofu is considered oriental cooking? Or is it to entertain the reader with the story about tofu? So first of all, remember, we can eliminate the wrong answers first. I'm going to automatically eliminate D because we know we're not being entertained because it's not a story form. It's not story elements. It's no characters, right? I'm also going to eliminate B because I don't see where the author is saying you or should. The author is not telling us how we as readers should eat tofu, right? It's not trying to persuade us to do anything. Now, we're between A and C. First of all, I can automatically eliminate one because it's not even a part of our author's purpose, which is C, right? To reveal something is not a part of our author's purpose. So we know that the purpose of this text is to inform us about what tofu is and the benefits of it. So the author is trying to give us this information, okay? Good. So let's go ahead and continue. Sorry. So let's go ahead and continue to passage number 2, which is the justice system. Okay. So it's talking about, we know that the topic is our criminal justice system of today, right? That is the topic. And it's saying that it is a disgrace. So the author is actually giving their opinion of what the criminal justice system is like, right? Now, when I look at the answer choices, I can automatically eliminate A because we know that this is not an entertainment text. Like, it's not a story. It's not in story form. It's no story elements. I'm also going to eliminate B because that's not even a part of our author's purpose. It's not a persuade, inform, or entertain. So now we're between C and D. Is this passage to inform the reader about the extent of crime in America? Or is it to persuade the reader to think about how the criminal justice system is unfair? So when we think about this, remember how we said in persuasion texts, opinion texts are usually also a way to get the reader to think a certain way. So the author is basically stating their opinion about how the criminal justice system is wrong, right? And this is not necessarily true. There are no facts in this. This is just how the author thinks. Okay. So the author is trying to get us to think a certain way. And so it would be D, right? Because persuade is not always in commercials or in advertisements, right? It could also be when someone is stating their opinion and they're trying to get you to agree with them. Okay. Okay, good. We're on a good path. Let's go ahead and continue working with our vocabulary. So we're still working on root words. We know that a root word does not have a prefix or suffix added. Root words sometimes come from different languages, which we have began discovering this week, and we find the meaning of new words through these different languages. So they could either be Greek or Latin roots. We've really been working on a lot of Latin roots. And so we talked about by earlier this week on Monday, right? If by, and this is the Latin root. If by means two, then we know that tri must mean three, okay? And then pod is a standing equipment, okay? All right, excellent. So when we put those two roots together, it becomes tripod. And so it becomes a new definition. And so the definition of tripod is a three-legged standing piece of equipment used to hold a camera. Okay. So usually when you're videotaping something, you use a tripod, right? It has three legs and you can put the camera on top to take pictures or to videotape, right? Okay, and so I am going to go ahead and use it in a sentence. You can use my sentence or you can create your own. Miss Adams uses a tripod when she takes pictures. Okay. All right. And so like a synonym for tripod, of course, would be like when we think of things that have three. So you can think of like a tricycle that has three wheels, right? And so of course, like an antonym would be bicycle because it only has two. Okay. All right. So how do I know that the image is a tripod? I know that the image is a tripod because it has three legs and it's a standing piece of equipment. It's a standing piece of equipment. I'm sorry, guys, I can't type today. With three legs used to hold a camera. Okay. All right, good. Anytime, guys, if you think I'm going too fast, please feel free to stop the video and you can catch up, okay? All right, so of course, the author's purpose is the reason an author writes a particular text. We've been going over this all week. And so we know that the three pieces of pie when it comes to author's purpose is to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. Okay? And I like to highlight these so that you can actually really see how it spells out the word pie. Okay? All right, so to persuade, this is pretty much review because we've already gone over this. When an author tries to get the reader to think or do something, and I'm actually going to cut this out because I don't really honestly think we need this anymore. If you are confused and you want to go back to what the text hints and clues are, then you can go back to our previous lessons. But I honestly don't think we need this anymore. Okay? We're pretty much just reviewing what these are. And so to inform, we know is when an author gives you information or true facts about a topic, a subject or topic, right? And then entertain, we know is when an author writes fictional stories to give the reader something to enjoy or laugh at. Okay? So this is our piece of pie. We have persuade, inform, entertain. Again, if you forgot like the hints and clues, you can go back to the You can go back to the board equals paper from yesterday and Monday, okay? But today, we know what this is. We're pretty much just want to keep it moving. So we have an actual passage that we're going to be reading, and we have to figure out, is this passage persuading us, informing us, or entertaining us, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and begin reading. While we're reading, I'm going to use my marker so we can mark up the text and look for those clues. It says, have you, first of all, it uses the word you, ever heard the expression, they're as rare as hen's teeth? Teeth are a fairly heavy part of an animal's body. So here they're actually describing to us what teeth are. Sometimes scientists believe they know why birds don't have teeth. They think that if birds had teeth, so it says scientists. I want to highlight scientists because scientists usually give out real facts, right? It says they think that if birds had teeth, the extra weight might be the reason that hens and other birds have beaks instead of teeth. Beaks are lighter than teeth. So that's a fact, right? I gotta get good with my little marker again. To be light enough to fly, birds developed beaks and gave up the heavy teeth that their dinosaur relatives once had. So, guys, we know that we have to write a gist, the who, the what, and the where. So, this text or this passage is about how birds or how scientists the reason why scientists believe why birds do not have teeth. Okay? All right, good. So when I think about this text, I already know that it's not entertaining me, right? So we don't even have entertain here because we know that that's not the case. It's not a story. So when I think about this particular passage, I need to ask myself, is it persuading me to do something or think something, or is it just informing me about something? Even though they use the word you, they only really used you one time and not throughout the whole text. Throughout the whole text, they were talking about teeth. They were talking about how birds don't have teeth, why they don't have teeth, right? And so they're giving us this information about why birds do not have teeth and what it means for them, okay? So in my mind, I know that this must be informing me, giving me information about why birds don't have teeth, right? And so it says, which option best describes the main purpose of a little about birds? Okay. So I know we can automatically eliminate C because it's not entertaining us, right? And so sometimes when we look at the actual word choices, we can think about, like, even if it may not say inform, persuade, or entertain, we can think about what actually means the same thing, okay? So A, to reveal how teeth were created. I don't really think that this is telling us how teeth were created, so we can eliminate A, okay? Now we're between B and D. Why was this text? We know that it's informing us, right? Is it giving us reasons why hens are better than birds, or is it explaining to us why scientists believe that birds don't have teeth? I can actually match up the purpose with my gist, right? This is why we know it's important to write your gist. The gist, scientists believe that birds do not have teeth. So I know that this must be the purpose. They're explaining to us why scientists believe that birds do not have teeth. Okay, explain, inform, those are synonyms, right? They're meaning the same thing. So then it begins to say which piece of evidence best supports the answer to part A. And so when I look at this, guys, I actually want to say which piece of evidence does not best support the answer to part A. Okay. And when I think of the part that says does not, I'm thinking of which sentence actually does not give us